Hello, and welcome to the LMS Quarterfinals, Hong Kong Esports versus Midnight Sun. I'm going to get into Game 4 right now. Just look at the team comps real quick for you guys. Jace picked up by Candy, as well as Callista picked up by Stitch. Braum for support. I'm just looking at their comp right now. Looks like they're going to have perhaps a bit low damage late game with the Callista, right? Not much all-in potential, I guess, because they don't really have much hard engage. The Callista can help with that, though. Callista will give them a bit of hard engage, as well as the fact that they have that Maokai. Should Maokai get a good Twisted Advance, or should Stitch use a good Fate's Call and get a nice knock-up, Echo can be there to use Parallel Convergence. And fuck, too loud. Hello everyone, and welcome to Game 4 of HKE versus MSE in the LMS Quarterfinals. Just looking at the team comps here. MSE kind of has a bit of a low damage comp in the late game. They have picked up an Echo Jungle, I guess, to kind of supplement that, to have a little extra damage. Forcing a flash out of Mei very quickly. He sees the 4-man invade and gets the hell out of there. Eating a Winter's Bite would not have been good for him at all, especially with that martial poise on Stitch. Could chase him down and get the concussive blows proc. But they're going to eat a lot of damage from Victor Laser. There's a Flay from Thresh, and the Flame Spit are going to burn down Stitch quite a bit. He might actually go down, but the heal is burned, and he's going to live through this. It's a very risky invade by MSE. They didn't have great vision, and HKE did a great job collapsing and pushing them out of their own jungle. Victor Laser hurts like hell, even early on. And a great Flay. Great flash Flay from Ale to make sure his jungle stayed safe. But MSE did get some wards down, though. They did force a flash on Stitch and M2, and Braum as well. So that's actually kind of a failed invade, because they didn't get a flash on the AD carry. I guess they got the Ignite down, but they lost both summoners on their ADC. So this is a bit of a problem for MSE. It's not something they can't come back from, but considering their shaky performance in the first 2 games, Ale kind of just here to say hello to Candy. He's only level 1, so all he can do is help put some damage down. But he does his job. Good stuff with the Thresh roam. Love to see that. Yeah, but considering that MSE has kind of had some shaky performance in Game 1 and 2, they definitely did not look that great. And their only victory was in Game 3, and they kind of took a long time to sort of ramp up and get to the point where they could really fight HKE comfortably and feel like they could win comfortably. I mean, M2 did a great job, I think, on the Gragas. And I didn't look at the picks and bans, but I'm assuming that may have been banned out. I mean, either way, the Gragas was pretty much the part of the reason why some of these plays and opportunities were getting opened up for MSE. But they don't have anything like that this game. They're going to have to rely on laning alone. And right now, they're starting off with a bit of a laning disadvantage, having both their summoners down on their ADC. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. HKE definitely has a good composition. They have the Rek'Sai to kind of get them through the early game, which is really good. And the Rumble is going to be very strong these mid-game team fights, as will Victor. I mean, the Rumble Victor can complement each other very, very well. It is a bit AP heavy, but they do have some AoE attack damage from the Sivir to help out with that. Here's a fantastic gank over the wall by Dinter. Candy's going to take a lot of damage. Does not have to burn any of his summoners there. Actually, no. Did he burn heal? Yes, he did burn heal. Okay. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he was forced to burn a heal there. So that's actually a successful gank by Dinter. Not too high risk either. No one warding the river on MSE, so that's a pretty big flop if you ask me. You have to make sure you keep tabs on these people. You have to expect something out of Rek'Sai early as well. She is a jungler that is focused on that early game. So she's waiting at the top lane tower, seeing if anything's going to happen. M2 taking Wraiths, though, seeing her top side, so that's a good decision. Going to deny Rek'Sai a bit of farm early on. Making his way, perhaps going pick up the golems before... I don't think they can really dive the Rumble. Rumble is not a safe person to dive. Even with her this is flash down, Rumble is not particularly safe, plus M2 is very low, so he'll just probably back after he clears this out. Actually, pretty big CS discrepancy in the bottom, considering how early it is. 19-9. That's the thing, is that you really don't want to see Rumble get ahead in a matchup like this. So I feel like the range harass can cause a lot of problems, especially if the Rumble managed to build a bit of this early magic penetration then before the Maokai can. And he also has TP up as well, so small advantages already. Nice little hook to zone the Kalista there. The Kalista's a little farther away than that hook could reach. They see the Rek'Sai, some retreat pings. I suppose they know. I suppose MSE knows that he's there. Or maybe that was... yeah. They saw the ward go down with their pink ward, so that's how they knew. Okay, well... yeah, Jace got a little bit of a CS lead in the middle lane, despite getting harassed so early on, so good on him to keep that up. Echo has actually been able to farm pretty freely. He hasn't had much impact early on, obviously, but... been pretty safe with his farming. This top lane, or should I say bottom lane, the 80 carries, pretty even. Not much to speak of going on there. We'll have to see how this matchup plays out. I do like Kalista Braum. I think that's a really cool combo, because you get the you get to use the what is it called? Fate's Call directly into the Braum Glacial Fissure for a really nice combo. It's a little bit like having an Alistair Kalista combo, but with a lot more peel. And Concussive Blows actually is really, really nice. The synergy you can get with pretty much any ADC with Concussive Blows is pretty phenomenal on Braum, so I do really like this lane. But God JJ picking Sivir is a great choice into this composition because he gets to spell shield a lot of the CC, and All gets to help peel, keep chunks off of God JJ should he get thrown in with the Fate's Call. So there's that. I think, looking right now at the ward coverage, HKE doing a good job just warding their river, making sure it's safe. They have pinks on either side of the Victor, just making sure he's super safe from this Echo. So good on them to do that. I mean, Candy has suffered a little bit in this mid lane just because they haven't had decent vision. It was a little early on and they hadn't really had a chance to go buy wards at that point in time, which is part of the reason why they were able to capitalize, but Candy also may have pushed up a little farther than he probably should have for not having vision. He was about, not quite midway between the two turrets, he was a little closer towards his, but still. When Rek'Sai can flank over wall, they can flank over the Raptor's cap, then it's kind of dangerous to be even a little bit forward. Especially if you have no escape, like Candy doesn't really have much. I mean, he escapes on Jace. But yeah, all the summoners up on both sides, so let's see if there's any action soon. Rek'Sai already hit 6. He's caught up in CS very nicely, considering the pressure he put on early. Has actually not, ironically, not paid off that much. They don't have a gold lead, but Rek'Sai has still managed to farm just fine. The CS discrepancy between the Rumble and the Maokai has been since fixed, and they have lane swapped yet again. This time, I guess, for the early dragon just in case that becomes an objective to contest. So it's a smart time to lane swap from HKE a few minutes prior to the first potential dragon fight. Some morning pings. They're prepping this dragon pit quite nicely. They have a lot of nice wards to watch. Braum and the Echo moving through the jungle, handing off the blue buff to Toys. We shall see what they do. MSE getting in some nice wards in too. We'll see if the Rek'Sai moves over to clear these off, but in the meantime he's going to place some wards right up there, topside jungle for his team, and spot things out. Maokai's got his river warded quite nicely, so he's very comfortable up there, not too worried about a Rek'Sai gank, so he's pretty safe. Anyhow, BF swords completed for both AD carries. Still a bit of an advantage for the Sivir though. Inlane gank being planned by the Echo here. We'll see what he can do. Fate's Call is available, as well as the Braum combo with the Glacial Fissure, but looks like they're not going to go for it. They're going to have the Echo recall. So that's not a whole lot. Rek'Sai going for a gank though in the meantime, goes over the wall, and I think they see him. Yeah, well they definitely do now. They absolutely see him now. Gonna throw a sapling at him. Sapling for his troubles, but it will not do anything. Rek'Sai gets out with a clean pink ward. Free money, baby! That's what Dinter's saying to himself. He's just happy to clear pink. Yeah, pretty good vision control on the bottom side, I'd say. But great flash play here from... But misses the hook, though. Okay, it was a great flash play by Ole, forcing the flash and the heal out of the Jace. They missed the hook, though, so I'd call that a successful gank, though, because they did get both the summoners out of Jace, so he's going to be very vulnerable when the next dragon fight happens. Or if this early dragon... If they pressure dragon early, I mean, Jace has to be really careful. If Candy messes up his positioning at all, he has no way to get out of it. So, yeah. Some good stuff. Great roam by Ollie. He's put a lot of nice pressure on with his pick with Thresh. Dinter going right back to mid lane, knowing there's no summoners. Let's see here. Okay, Candy smells something up, so Toys is pushed awfully far forward without any creeps, so I think that was perhaps a little bit, I guess telegraphed would be the word that casters would like to use. Makes it a little bit obvious that something's up, but Dinter could go right back and do the same thing. Candy's got to be really careful. There's a bigger wave this time to deal with. Yeah, Candy smells this 100%. He's like, I know, and he's got MT there for support, of course, so they know what's up. They're on to Dinter's game. The jig is up, son. He's got to get out of there, but he's spent an awful long time just waiting for a potential gank. So he might actually get collapsed upon too, which is kind of strange. Candy, actually great flash there from the Rek'Sai, actually secures a kill for Victor. Chaos Storm used, and a teleport in from Mei as well to put some pressure on this mid lane turret. Sort of an early TP. Both top laners actually started channeling TP. Rumble completed his, I guess, the M2 actually taking a lot of damage from Dinter. Wow. A lot of early damage being taken here. Glacial Fissure does connect on Toys, but they're still going to lose his turret. Anyway, there's nothing they can really do. Chilling Smite used on Chunks to get him out of there. He's chunked quite heavily. He can't really stay along much longer. I keep using the chunk pun. Not really intentionally, I mean, but... I don't know. I wonder if it's like a billion comments. There's probably like a billion comments. Shut up with the chunk puns. Keep rolling my eyes. Your chunk puns will give me cancer, man. That's like 50 comments. Just chunk puns or cancer. They'll all be from Forgiven, too. Forgiven. Cancer, cancer, cancer. Oh, God. JJ. God, JJ. With the baits. Stitch. You don't know what you're doing. Get out of there. Oh, he uses Fate's Call to try to save himself, but it won't be enough. Oh, he's dead. Oh, missed hook from Ole, but will it matter anyway? He does get the concussive blows down on God JJ, but it doesn't really matter because Rek'Sai's there to help out, and there's plenty of damage to be had from the BF sword and pickaxe that are on this Sivir. Plenty of damage. They're going to get this turret. Candy in a very awkward spot, actually sort of forced out of any potential flank by Toys. Good job on Toys, keeping his eye on his opponent in mid lane and following him wherever he goes. So pretty methodical, very smart play from the mid lane and from the bottom lane. I like this Thresh. This Thresh is doing some serious work, man. He's been all over and causing so many problems, as well as having some pretty good vision control too, I'd say. So, good shit by Ale. Rek'Sai prepping for this dragon yet again. I'd say now is as good as time as ever to press forward and attempt to get it. They're going to have their equalizer, just came up on Rumble, so no TP available though, so he's got to shove out that lane. They're pushing Kalista into this top lane, which means they won't have an AD carry in the bottom lane to help with Dragon, so MSE can't really contest Dragon very easily. Not like they really care about that, though. They have bigger problems to worry about, as Toys just running right at Candy. Candy has to run away. Pings all over the place. People see each other. All go into the top lane to work his magic once again. Good ward coverage. Great tunnels with Rek'Sai in very aggressive places. I think Chunks and MSE might, Chunks and Stitch might get dove here. This is looking pretty nasty. They have equalizer for the Rumble, even though they don't have any creeps, unfortunately, though. Gonna get some free damage, though. Parallel convergence, they're just trying to zone a little bit, but it doesn't get anyone off the turret any faster. All eats a Winter's Bite. They're taking actually a lot of damage, and they're gonna get this turret, though, so they're gonna be pretty safe, I think. God, JJ gonna auto-attack it down. He's got a spell shield up, so he'll be perfectly safe. They'll lose some CS in the bottom lane, but no worries there. Yeah, I mean, they answered that movement up top from MSE very well. HKE doing a great job transitioning their AD carry up to the top lane where they have an advantage, making sure that Kalista can't find any easy places to farm. I'm just going to get bullied out repeatedly. And Kalista doesn't really scale out well anyway compared to a Sivir. I mean, Kalista can do well as long as she has plenty of people to peel for her. But the 0.9 AD ratio on her auto attacks is really going to hurt late game. And right now she's already behind her lane opponent who has an Infinity Edge, and she's still working on the Bloodthirster. So, yeah, this is looking pretty nasty. This might be the hardest stomp we've seen in all 4 games so far, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see how it goes, though. MSE still could pull something out. However, they are 4K behind at 16 minutes, and we've seen this happen twice before already. I mean, a disadvantage of pretty sizable proportion, almost an entire core item down to HKE. You know, and where is that core item located right now? It's partially on the Victor in the mid lane. It's partially on the ADC in the bottom lane on Sivir. Right, so both your carriers are the ones who are getting ahead. You know, the people who you want to scale into the late game anyway. And you have a bit more of a late game comp than MSE has in the first place. Jace really never got a chance to get going. They did a great job shutting Jace down. I mean, if this poke came through from the Jace, if he had really had a chance to siege or just have a nice, safe dragon fight situation where he could just throw out shock blasts before the fight and hit some squishy targets, because no one has a ton of armor on the side of HKE. They would be easily chunked out by the shock blasts, but that never got a chance to happen, and props to Ale for making that happen. All that pressure spent on trying to keep Jace down did eventually work, and not initially. I mean, they had to try a few more times, so perhaps maybe Toy's not super comfortable with that matchup, but either way, they made it happen. They made it work. And now they're pressuring this middle turret. They've gotten their first dragon. They're up 4,000 gold. So, I mean, look at the ward coverage on the bottom side. I mean, that is just nasty, son. That is beautiful ward coverage. There's nothing that this Echo can really do. And the Echo's fallen behind in CS, and he really needs to be able to grab more farm. He's going to have a hell of a time. He's actually going for Glacial Shroud. I don't get it. Because it's... Maokai should eventually be building a Frozen Heart. Maybe he's building Frozen Heart because they want Maokai to grab some MR first, but really they want some MR because Toys is going to be hitting like a truck in some of these fights. And not to mention this Rumble damage coming through is not going to be something you can really ignore. Rek'Sai, I mean, hasn't built the warrior enchantment, so she's not have a lot of damage either, physical damage at least. The main damage source you have is just God JJ from physical damage, but he doesn't have the IE PD or IE static shiv combo yet. He only has the IE, so I think you focus on building perhaps more health or maybe a little bit of MR, like the Maokai is itemized into here. Yeah, that's the thing. They do have some hard engage, but when you're behind like this, engaging can be a bit of a problem, especially when they have Ale, who's got the box, and Flay to be able to peel for his team, and God JJ to give him a little move speed buff. Gravity field to zone. There's a lot of ways that HKE can prevent a fight from happening. Although it's not like it's impossible. If MSE sets up some good vision, they could get a pick. I think that's the first step to getting them into a good place. They would need to try to transition that into an early turret. I'd like to see them get a middle turret so they can start moving this Jace around so he doesn't have to just be on constant wave clear duty in the mid lane. But, yeah, because they haven't maybe managed to use this Jace for much of anything, really, and that's been a bit of a problem. If you can't use your champions to do what they've been picked to do, then you're pretty much going to lose the game. HKE is getting the game they want. They're getting a chance to split with the Sivir, doing plenty of damage to these towers, just chunking them out so quickly. This is ugly. This is just nasty, man. This is just so ugly. Wow. I don't know. I mean, because at this point in time, 6,000 gold behind now, 2 core items now. Victor itemizing for that maximal wave clear, that maximized wave clear build with the Luden's Echo. And Jace still just trying to complete his items. And Ole's going to get a flash flay, use the box, and now Hook misses, but that doesn't matter because Candy is still going to go down. I don't really know. I mean, there's nothing really he could have done. They could have kept going. But, yeah, M2 with trying to get a parallel convergence doesn't get anything out of that. Good flay from Ole. Chunks actually might go down. No, he will not. So Unbreakable does save his life. M2 used to Chrono Break to make sure he was pretty healthy. Misspoke terribly there, but yeah. M2 using Chrono Break. They got a little something out of that. Ole, nice little flay, though, to cause him a little bit of trouble. Chunks took quite a bit of damage there, even through the Unbreakable. Thought he might go down, but he survives. Dinter gonna grab blue buff in the meantime, hand it off to Toys. Kalista shoving in this mid lane. Yeah, what they really need is to find a way. The top side jungle is looking like they have enough vision to at least perhaps get a pick, maybe. But then again, HKE does have vision that jungle as well. So, I mean, if they set up some vision on the bottom side, like they're doing now, and start denying vision, if they can set up a pick, that's their only way to, excuse me, that's the only way they can really climb back very easily. I mean, they do have the tools to do it, but when you've given up this much of a lead this early on in the game, it's looking pretty grim already. Because all that HKE needs to do is just keep shoving in these lanes, move the Sivir around and take down turrets with that pushing power that Toys and God JJ combined will have. Looks like Toys building into, I'm assuming, Death Cap. So, yeah, not much to say. I mean, M2 just trying to grab some CS, still behind his opponent here. He can't decide on what he's building. He's gotten a Glacial Shroud, but then he doesn't finish it into a Frozen Heart. Instead, he starts building MR and health, which is good. I mean, I think both of those are something you want. You want armor, you do want MR, you kind of want everything, because they have a nice spread of damage on HKE, but you really got to choose one item first. I think you want to finish at least one item to get the full cost efficiency out of something, right? But, yeah, it's just not fun when you don't have a whole lot to work with gold-wise on your team. You have such a massive gold deficit, and you have damage threats from all over, really. At this point in time, considering Sivir's going for the greedy Avarice Blade build, well, oftentimes they go Avarice Blade anyway, so you can't really say it's that greedy, but he's going Static Shiv, so... Actually, he went Zeal first in the first place, so that's not... I take it back, it's not greedy at all. He went Zeal first, Static Shiv, so... I'm sorry, God JJ. I never meant to say anything bad about you. Yep. So, big problems all around for MSE. I'm just waiting for this game to end. I wish this was a better game for you guys to see. Ole just causing problems by himself in the top lane. Chunks taking damage from the other support. It's not good when support can walk into your jungle and just decide, hey, this is my jungle now, bitch. And just get all up in your face like he's been doing. Ole threatening with a hook, but that death sentence will miss. Kalista will be just fine. I think she's already dead, so I don't know if death sentence really works on her in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, is she actually dead? Is she looks like a ghost to me, if you ask me. She could just be wearing a lot of makeup, because there are women who do that. So, okay, Candy getting caught out. He is just going to die for this. What are you doing, Candy? Okay, he knew the entire team was there. He's going to go down right off the bat. And a Chrono Break forced out immediately from M2. Chunks is going to go down. No, he's going to use face calling and get out alive. And, yeah, MSE saw that they were in the jungle. They saw HKE moving down, and a very odd place to recall from Candy means that an easy flash knock-up out of Dinter secures a kill for Toys. Really easy stuff. They're so smooth. And the thing is, they saw that he was right next to a ward, so, and they knew it. So I'm just speechless. There's playing bad, and there's just, I don't know. There's playing from behind, and there's just playing outright bad. It seems like you want to lose the game. I don't know. Are they trying to lose? I can't tell. I mean, I know I want this game to be over because it's just so bad right now. Dinter's just going to 1v1 the ADC pretty much. Even with 3 people on top of him, he still might get the kill. No, he's not going to get the kill. He's going to get a 2-man knockup, though, and GodJJ will finish with the kill. He's going to get chunked out really hard, though. He's still going to get chunks, but he's going to get killed by Candy. Meanwhile, the Victor cleans up the Echo, and Rumble going to get killed. He goes a little too deep. HKE just playing with their food at this point in time. I think they know what's up. There's really nothing that MSE can do. They're 10,000 gold behind. Even eating that shock blast, not a big deal. Nice to the skies from the Jace to dodge that little hook, little death sentence from Ole. Not sure if it was planned or on purpose, but I think he could have assumed something like that might have been in store because he saw the Thresh walk out of vision. Let's watch this again. Yeah, Dinter goes super hard, almost gets the Kalista. Thank God for concussive blows and martial poise, am I right? And yeah, Lofts just runs past everyone to try to zone out the Rumble. It does work out in his favor because he does keep Rumble off of Candy, and Candy does get 2 kills as a result. But yeah, so Dinter going super hard, and the Rumble also going super hard as well. So, just a little sloppy from HKE. Not like they need to be crisp or clear at this point in time. They can do damn near whatever they want, because they just are so far ahead. They have 2 dragons, not a single dragon on MSE. 26 minutes into the game, 8,000 gold ahead, so yeah. We'll see how well this goes for them. But they've had no chance to have a seize situation at all for MSE, so no real easy ways to make the plays happen. GodJJ, if they're not careful, yeah, here's the on the hunt used from Sivir, as well as the Chaos Storm, forcing the Kalista right out of the fight, just like that. Stitch is forced to base. And yeah, I mean, just throwing around their weight all over the place, kind of sloppily, but nonetheless getting the control on the map that they want. They get the ward coverage they want. GodJJ forcing people out of their own jungle because of the kind of power that they have with Toys and the Sivir as well, with the on the hunt combo. Since Victor gets to run right behind his Storm, and M2 is taking a lot of damage. There's actually a decent parallel convergence. It freezes up Ole, but it doesn't really matter, because guess how much damage that Victor does? He does a shitload of damage. Oh my lord, GodJJ actually had some going down to Candy. Good stuff. Heal used from Candy to keep his Maokai alive. Actually pretty good, but Dinter's split pushing the bottom while all this is happening. It doesn't really matter that they got a kill. GodJJ is down, but the split push is happening anyway. It doesn't really make a difference. M2, can you really fight this guy? I don't know. Can you? I think at this point in time, M2 might have a chance to. I don't know though. I don't really think so. If there's a Thornmail on the wreck side, so that causes a lot of problems right off the bat. Sivir building Bilgewater, and she's built some odd boots. She has the what is the name of the enchantment? Is it Distortion? I'm trying to remember the name. I think it's Distortion, right? That decreases the cooldown on your flash. Kallista's hit this nice little point in time where she can kite more effectively. She's a bit more self-reliant, or not reliant on her teammates. She's able to take care of herself. Oh, nice little steal there from M2. Give me that back, he says. It's my jungle. Now, the Callista can take care of herself a little better now with the Rune ends up as well as the Bloodthirster. Keep herself a little safer. Jace's has his Yomu's Ghost Blade completed already. So they have some items now to be able to help out, but I mean, it's still not looking great. They're 9,000 gold behind still. They really haven't done anything to close out this gold gap. And the third dragon goes down. They have not made any threats on any of the objectives. They haven't gotten a single tower even. So, I mean, despite all these weird-looking fights, and they're really sloppy coming out from HKE, it really hasn't been getting any better for MSE. And it won't get any better, really. I mean, M2 just keeps losing his jungle. Dinter, he ends up dashing over the wall, but that might be a poor choice here, especially Toys zoning off the entire team with a Chaos Storm. There's another laser. Great knock-up from Dinter. Fantastic stuff. That's going to be 2 people dead right off the bat. Candy and God JJ trying to kill each other in the backline, but Toys going to come over here and say, you want my AD carry? You're going to get me instead, buddy. Here you go, Candy. Have that. How does that taste, bud? How's a death spray taste, buddy? Oh my god, that hurts. And HKE pushing through with the power they've had all game, finally decided to make use of it properly. And they get an inhibitor out of this, they'll keep pushing through. I think they're actually just going to show up this bottom lane. That's looking pretty good to them, I think, because they have no tower there. Free inhibitor here as well, with all the great work done by Rek'Sai split push. That was a fantastic knockup here. Ale just staying for a little while and uses the box to make sure his team gets out relatively safely. Toys trying to get a few final death rays, departing death rays to say his goodbyes. Glacial Fissure only connects on Ale, which is a bit of a problem. At this point in time, when Toys can walk up like this and there's no real punishment for him, there's a big problem. That means that there's nothing you can do at this point in time. And before the replay can even finish, we're already in the next little bit of gameplay. Next little bit of action, Dinter runs right onto Stitch, but unfortunately Martial Poise is just too darn good. A slow doesn't really matter if you can just Martial Poise right away. Good equalizer to attempt to kill the Callista, but ultimately she gets out just fine. Callista OP, not really, but yeah, Martial Poise very good against people who don't have consistent gap closers. It's hard, Rek'Sai, to use. Oh, okay, Echo just goes down to Victor, just gets chased right down. Easy peasy from Toys, man. 8-0 and 4 on that guy. He's got Azanias too, so he gets to go on these suicide runs by himself, and he doesn't have to worry about it all. Doesn't have to worry about a single thing. Callista coming in here to see if they can do anything about this Baron, but really a steal is pretty much the only thing they could do. I mean, HKE doesn't even really need this Baron. Fate's Call used just to get somebody out of a hook and to engage. Chunks going down. Glacial Fissure on the 3 people, but that's not going to be enough. God JJ actually does go down, so actually going to lose this fight. I take it back. May will die shortly. Yeah, so it's actually going to be 4 people going down. Or Dinter might get a lot alive. But meanwhile, Toys is pushing this top lane. He's actually going to get an inhibitor, or a Nexus turret rather. Dinter stops the recalls on 2 people. This means that Toys actually is going to get out okay. Well, he's out of mana, so no, he can't. Actually, it's going to be all people going down on HKE. Lost will be there just to stop Toys. He's Zanya's, but he's got no mana, so there's nothing he can do. So, general madness all over the place. Yeah, they didn't need to get the Baron, by the way. That was completely unnecessary. When you're up 10,000 gold and you have a team like this, you have a Sivir to engage as well as a Rumble, I mean, you can make things happen. You can make it really difficult for MSE to hold an objective, because you can also throw out an equalizer. They could even rotate the top lane and force out a turret, push out the final inhibitor just to make it really safe, really clean. They don't necessarily need to go for Baron. They could have made that a lot safer, a lot cleaner. Playing a little bit sloppy, but again, there are no objectives to take for MSE, so they can't do anything to help themselves get back in this game. 10,000 gold lead still stands. I mean, it matters a little bit less because now Callista has some important core items that she really needed to make her more relevant, but There were plenty of items to make Dinter a nightmare for her. He has got that Thorn Mail, so causing a lot of trouble for everyone. Dinter been doing some serious work, and there he is again, going right down on the Candy. Candy has to use the knockback to keep himself safe, but will it be enough? Fantastic hook from Ollie, and that's going to be an easy kill onto Candy. Stitch just trying to kite as much as he can, but that's not going to be enough. Is he going to get out of this? There's the concussive blows. A fantastic hook. Chunks forced to Fate's Call out of there. Ollie does end up getting knocked up, but that's not going to be enough. Glacial Fissure does not stop people from getting through. Here's Toys. Get away from Toys, buddy. You're not going to get out of this alive if you stay around for this. Gravity Field onto Lofts. Lofts actually gets thrown back into it. M2 trying to help his teammate, but it will not happen. Okay, there's a chrono break into... I don't know what he was thinking with that one. What the hell are you doing? Okay, was that just a misclick or what? It doesn't really matter either way because the game was over, but... yeah, this was a stomp if I have to say so. Holy shit. Yeah, good shit by Hong Kong Esports to close at the final game. Actually, not that exciting until the very end, or until the final few fights when it looked like it was just a bit more exciting. Because it was so sloppy, they were really all over the place. Definitely kind of fun to watch, but yeah, good shit. They best of 5 won by Hong Kong Esports, and that's all for now.